Welcome to another episode of the Earnings All Stars, and we're getting them this week as we're getting hundreds of companies reporting, including some of the Mag 7s, and it's going to be a wild one. So what should you be watching? These 5 companies are some of the big names that have outstanding charts. Let's dive right in. So the first one out the gate is the premier chart on the street. It's the only one that has never missed. Since its IPO in 2008, it is Visa, ticker V. And for years and years, I kept espousing about how they've never missed. And some of you thought it might curse them, but it still hasn't, as you can see on this chart. So they've still got the track record. Shares were at new multi-year highs, you can see earlier in the year, but have pulled back a little bit and now are only up about 2% year to date. But the PE has come down a bit on Visa, was trading a bit more expensive over 30 times and now trading at about 26 times. Is this a deal here? We're going to see, but this one, I'm expecting another beat, of course, but Visa still an earnings all-star powerhouse. And then let's turn to another really hot stock right now, Alphabet. They don't have as good an earnings surprise track record. In fact, in years past, they haven't really cared whether or not they beat or missed, as you can see kind of on this chart. So they had a good track record going during the pandemic, many beats in a row. Then the troubles began, 4 misses, but now they've got the track record going again. Street doesn't seem to care whether or not they miss or beat, to be honest. It's about a lot more, other factors, including even just YouTube revenue these days and what's going on with AI as well. But with the shares at new all-time highs this year in 2024, maybe they'll start caring again about the earnings miss or beat. I'm not sure. Only trading at 23 times. So it's pretty cheap here, actually, on a PE basis. But, is it too hot to handle here? We're going to see. I own this one in my own personal portfolio, as I'm sure many of you do too. Okay, then we're going to switch over to another real hot stock this year, which is AI related. Vertiv, ticker VRT. We might not be as familiar with this one, but it is on the data center side. So look at the chart. I'm sure you could have figured out just even seeing this chart that it was somehow AI/data center related, and it is. And it's put together a nice earnings surprise streak since the whole AI thing began, but it's been beating and then raising guidance. How long can it keep doing that? How long will it get it right in terms of, kind of being conservative on the guidance and then still beating again the next quarter? Well, the shares are off the top, off that high there a bit. And 1 month, they're now down 3.9%, but still up 81% year to date. It was trading at about 40 times. I think the street just felt that was just too pricey for Vertiv. It has the growth, but it's not growing at, 40% revenue growth. So it's come back down a little bit, 35 times now. But this is an important earnings report for all of these AI, and especially on the data center side. Can it keep up with this, just tremendous growth here? And when will it falter or even just slow down? It will eventually. So this one I'm going to be watching. I own it in my own personal portfolio and in the Zacks Value Investor. So Vertiv, ticker VRT. Then we're going to have a stock that has been one of my favorites on the Earnings All Stars for many years now because of its great track record and that the stock was soaring. So that company is ServiceNow, ticker NOW. It is Earnings All Stars, as you can see, no misses in the 5-year period. Not easy to do because that does include the pandemic. So they're joining Visa with a perfect 5-year record this week. But these shares also topping out twice, it looks like, here in 2024. Year to date, though, just up 7%. Looks like it's finally taking a little bit of time out because its PE remains stretched at 55 times forward earnings here. So while it does have a nice growth story, and it has for several years, maybe the street is saying, hey, it's a little pricey here for us, but we'll see with this earnings report. I am expecting another meet or beat here, but will it be enough to get these shares out of this 2024 range and back up to yet another round of new highs? We will see. And then we're going to wrap it up with one of my favorite infrastructure stocks. It's been a big winner over the last 5 years, and it's been growing nicely. It started paying a dividend over this time period, and that is United Rentals. URI is the ticker, one of the largest equipment rental companies in the North American market and one of the biggest globally. And you can see it's got a pretty good track record. It does have the 4 misses, but then after it misses, it kind of gets its act together again and, starts beating again. So we've had 4 in a row since those misses in 2023. And the shares look like they're poised to try to bust out again. Will they bust out on a good earnings report? Year to date, shares are up 26%, and PE is still pretty attractive at 16 times. So this is a matter of, the infrastructure bill still pumping the money in the United States with that for the next several years. And then we have the data center build out. And yeah, you're going to need equipment to build those data centers too. So United Rentals, kind of a big player in the US economy now. This is one I'm going to be watching this week. So as you can see, some really hot names, some hot charts. All of them are trading near or at their, all-time highs, 52-week highs. Some kind of highs are in there, but they're looking for a catalyst to go higher. Can we get it this week with some of these earnings reports? Will we see any blowouts with any of these? It's kind of hard to do. You wouldn't think so with some of these trillion-dollar market cap companies, but we saw it earlier in the AI cycle. We did see some quite impressive earnings reports from the like of Vertiv and, Super Microcomputer and the likes of them. So I'm kind of excited to see what turns out this week, especially because this is the first big week for all of these kinds of earnings reports in the hot industries. So you don't want to miss a single one of these videos. I'm bringing tons of content to you all throughout earnings season. And I'm going to have another video this week with some really hot consumer names. So be sure to subscribe. Get us all on Zacks.com/YouTube. I will be tweeting these out as well. But be sure to get us somewhere, and I'll see you again on the next video.